love for animals came from my childhood, where my mother used to get the Beauty Without Cruelty magazines, and I was told I was not allowed to read them. But of course, you know, you tell a child you're not allowed to do something, and off I went, and I used to steal them and read them in bed at night and cry myself to sleep. So I guess it started there, and then we always had animals, and my mom's work, of course, so she started with this.
I was with Animal Welfare, local branch, for 20 odd years, and then we saw a greater need for the township animals. So we formed our own society, and that's what we do. We run clinics, and Vanessa goes in mostly now, and I get landed with nursing and rehoming some of the dogs we bring out.
On a township visit, we go in once a week for the clinic, and that basically entails driving around. We don't have set spots as such. It's pretty much a follow-up from the week before. So I have a list of dogs that need an injection or stitches out or a dip or treatment, and then it depends who's called, as in phone calls, or whoever stops me on the road.
The clinic is only run on a Thursday, but Vanessa, in between working, often gets called out to cases in between, and she brings things home that need looking after, and I look after them, and we either take them back, or if the people don't want them, which is very often the case, we rehome them at the local craft markets. Are excellent for doing that.
Hy het hier mos hy mos na ander kant na die mense toe gekom. En toe beklei met die vrou, toe het op die vrou nou hier deur. Toe kom hy ook agter die vrou aan, maar toe is Boelie mos nou los. Toe kom hy nou sommer agterna en hy kom slaat die hond. En ek nou met hom praat, toe gryp hy sommer my, toe slaat hy vir my ook.
So dit lyk asof daai been bietjie gebreek is, né?
Dit lyk so van hy kan nie optrap nie wanneer hy kry seer.
Ja. We have a stand at the local market, an adopt a pet stand, and they get put up for adoption and people can view them there. Otherwise, we also have foster homes, people who look after animals until they find homes, especially the young ones. And we generally try and rehome as many as we can. We do fundraising through the money boxes and through raffles. We also have the second-hand shop that we sell goods through. And people give donations. We have a few stop orders. People donate monthly, and just generally donations, especially from the markets where we have the animals. We do charge an adoption fee that covers the costs, and also we do expect that the people pay a little bit towards their treatment. Obviously it goes on what they can afford. Every so often we have a spay day. What that entails is we get a group of vets together who volunteer their time, and we go into the township with all the equipment, and the vets spay as many as they can. I make an excuse to spay and neuter any animal. If it comes out with a sore toe, we will sterilize it.
I really believe sterilisation is so important to reduce all these unwanted dogs. It's just the place is overrun with dogs, everywhere you go. And I think it's time we try to curb that a bit.
Challenges, I'd say, would be the people, generally. I have quite a fiery temper, and trying to control that sometimes can be really hard. If I come up against resistance or cruelty as such, it's hard to control that emotional side. I sometimes get disheartened and want to give up, but if I don't go in, who will? Who would actually treat them and help them out? And I think the rewards are huge from the animals and from the people themselves. They do appreciate the fact that we're helping them. For them to get the animal to a vet is sometimes impossible, and often the costs involved are impossible. The vets are really good to us in the local area. They help us a lot with reductions of rates, especially after hours. It just seems to be a trend that come closing time, the phone calls start coming for the broken legs and the stab wounds, and that's when you need the vet to come out. I work for a vet, so that helps a lot because I'm there and I can help with the treatments.
I've been their veterinarian since they started. There are quite a few vets in the Helderberg that actually work together with them, and we help out and do spays and castrations for her, and we also just try and treat the animals when she brings them in. What the Township Animal Rescue do is they don't just go in and take the animals away and fix them and people don't see them again, is they actually try and educate the community as well as improving the animals' quality of life.
I think that education is very important. It doesn't help that you go in and remove an animal that has a very good example mange. It's so easy to treat, it's so easy to cure. They get a fright when they see it and they ask you to remove it. You take the dog away, what happens? They go and get another one, and maybe the same story will happen again. I prefer to actually teach them how to treat that. And then they also seem to appreciate the animal much more when they see that transformation. The animal obviously appreciates them more, there's more of a bond between them. We had a case with some children that were killing the puppies, and it upset me and my mom so much that we got in an organization that gives out booklets on how to look after your animals, and it teaches the kiddies especially respect. We hated going to this particular area. The people were also very rude and disrespectful to each other and to us, and since the introduction of this program into that school, we've never had a problem there. The people in the street have become nicer, the children are nicer, we don't have any cruelty cases at all. So there's definitely a relation between learning to respect animals and to learn to respect yourself and others. My mother and I drive each other mad at times, but we generally are on the same wavelength, especially because we have the same passions. So all the little fights as such and the disagreements, they work out in the end because we're both heading in the same direction. So in that way, it's great. My mom is my best friend. But with friendship comes, there's that fine line between love and hate.
We argue the whole time, never stop. But we actually get on very well because I think, it's the sort of thing we speak the same language in the care of these things.
A lot of times I feel that if I could just leave what I'm doing and lead a normal life. But no, that's not how it's been planned out for me. This is what I have to do, and I don't feel complete unless I've gone and done my clinic. I get a terrible sense of sadness if I've had to miss a clinic, even if nothing's happened that day and there's no events. At least I know I've been there, and I just feel complete then by doing that. This is what's been mapped out for me.
I think when you see an animal get better that has been really pretty dreadful, that makes you feel really wonderful that you are giving something back to the world maybe. It just makes you feel, thank God, it's worthwhile what I'm doing. Getting up every day and doing something like this, and maybe lucky that I can do it.